Hey there everybody on YouTube land, it's LordBear90 coming at you with an extremely special Transformers video review today. Today, as you can obviously tell, I am reviewing the 2002 Transformers Armada Optimus Prime. The original Armada Optimus Prime. I actually had two of these when they first came out. This one and another one that my dad actually got me for Christmas that same year because he forgot that I already had this because my grandmother got me this one when I was in middle school back in 2002 when I broke my wrist. She felt bad for me, so she took me to Kmart and got me this fella. And later that year in Christmas, my dad completely forgot that I already had this one. So along with a whole slew of other Armada figures, he bought me this one. So I had two of them. The other one is in storage right now. But anyway, as you can see, we got Optimus. Excuse me, I'm trying not to cough anymore. We've got the actual cab, Optimus, right here. The trailer, which is very big. And right here is his little Minicon, Sparkplug. I'm not exactly sure what car he's supposed to be based on, but to me, he kind of resembles a Lamborghini. Either a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. I can't really tell. So anyone who knows a lot about sports cars, look at this very closely and let me know in the comment section below exactly what car you think he is, because I have no clue. But him being a Minicon, he's got a little Minicon port right there. And just on the top of Optimus Prime's trailer, there are 4 Minicon ports. One here, one here, one here, and one here. Although I'm going to have to actually show it to you. See? One here, 2 there, and 1 here. These, they can push up to where the trailer looks like that, which looks kind of silly. I prefer to just keep them down. I mean, it's Armada. It's not supposed to be realistic looking anyway, but regardless. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any batteries at all for Optimus Prime or his trailer, so the Automorph technology that they didn't call it Automorph back then, but the auto transformation feature that the trailer has doesn't work anymore because, like I said, I don't have any batteries. It takes 4 AA batteries, but I don't have any at the moment, and I'm not even sure exactly what kind of batteries Optimus Prime takes because the batteries go back here in the very back of the cab. But speaking of Optimus Prime, this is basically what he looks like. He's sporting his traditional Optimus Prime colors. He's got a pretty cool striped design going around the actual hood of the engine. He's got a giant Autobot insignia on the actual roof. He's got a clear windshield, roof lights. He's got a pretty cool designed front bumper or grill and bumper down here. I mean, from the front, he looks okay, but when you turn him around and start looking from the cab back, that's where you have to really, really use your imagination because on the sides, these are his arms just sticking out in plain sight on the side of him. And on the back where the trailer hitch is are his super robot mode fists. They just hang out in plain sight constantly. Unless, of course, the only way to hide those hands is when you take the trailer hitch, or the actual trailer, take this this hole right here and put it on the trailer hitch right here, like so. And, I mean, you can still see them. You can still kind of sort of see the fists right there. But it doesn't look as bad. But other than that, he looks pretty cool. On the side of his trailer, if they tried to go with the G1 style right here, that is very G1 reminiscent, with the stripe going here and then going up in the back with the Autobot logo right there. They really tried to go for a G1 look. Although, I've never seen an actual truck trailer with tank treads with tank treads in the back of the trailer. I mean, it's cool, but I don't think it's very plausible. I mean, that's something you wouldn't even see going on the road. But it's Armada. I mean, you can't really expect too much from Armada. Taking away the trailer and putting it off to the side, I'm going to put his Minicon spark plug over here to the side as well. We're going to focus strictly on Optimus Prime. Now, to transform this guy, what I usually do, I usually start from the bottom and work my way up. So what you want to do is take his super robot mode fists, flip them up to reveal his toes. Extend his legs and then separate them right there. You can actually see his super robot mode head right here in his stomach. But we're going to get to that later. Next, what you want to do is detach the grill from the front, flip it all the way down, revealing his normal robot mode head, which is right there, as well as the matrix of leadership. It's not removable, it's molded in, but it looks pretty cool. Fold that up against itself, and it has a very loud click. Next, you want to rotate the forearms out in front, separate the shoulders and bring them down where it's real flush. Then take the forearms and push them back, revealing his fist. Do that on this side as well. And there you have Transformers Armada Optimus Prime in his robot mode. Now, he doesn't have his forearm smokestacks, as you can obviously see. I actually lost those years ago. I mean, it's amazing that this guy is even... honestly, it is amazing that this guy is at least 98% complete. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm trying to get over a cold or a flu or whatever I had. So I'm probably going to be coughing throughout the rest of the video. I apologize. But anyway, like I was saying, he's actually missing a few pieces. He's missing a missile. He's missing his forearm smokestacks, which actually, if you take them off, you can actually push them. You can actually put them together, and they can form a small handgun. And his super robot mode head is actually missing his earpieces. So that's 3 things that he's missing altogether. Other than that, he is pretty much complete, which says a lot because most of my Armada toys got broke or are missing pieces like crazy. But to get a close up, let me see if I can. I can't really zoom in. I can't use a zoom in feature on my phone's camera, or my phone's camera. So I'm just gonna have to work with what I got here. This will work. As you can see, he is he's very powerful in his stance. He's got the traditional Optimus Prime head right here. He's actually got a button on the top of his head right there, that little gray button. And what that button does is you push it, and his mouth plate moves, which is kind of cool. Set the phone all the way back, that way I can get everything else in the frame. Setting him off to the side. Here's his little Minicon spark plug. Like I said, I don't know exactly what car he's supposed to be based off of, but he looks like either a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. I could be way wrong, I could be way off. To transform this little guy, you want to grab the front end of the car and the back end of the car and separate it. Basically opening them all the way up. Excuse me. Next, you want to take the actual fronts of the car and move them forward where he's got heels here in the back and his feet are like that. That pretty much makes his feet. Next, you want to take this section right here, which is actually his head and neck, fold it all the way down in on itself, and push it. There's a little hole right here. When you fold this over, the head fills in that hole. Next, you want to take the actual back sections of the car on both sides and pull them up like so. Rotate them 180 degrees upwards. Then you want to hold this section down, take this section, which is the windshield and the roof of the car, and there's a tab right there, and there's a hole right just there. You can barely see it. Fold it all the way down, line it up, tab it together, get everything situated, and there you have Optimus Prime's Minicon spark plug in his robot mode. In my mind, he kind of reminds me of G1 Bumblebee because he's so small and he's yellow. And I believe he's got horns just like G1 Bumblebee did. But there's really nothing special about him. I mean, he's a Minicon. There's really not that much special about him. But he is a excuse me. He is a pretty cool little transformer. He's a pretty cool little figure. He's always held a special place in my heart. And setting him aside, now we're going to focus on the trailer itself. This is going to be a pretty long review. I mean, I'm already past the 15-minute mark. But, like I said, they tried to go for a G1 look with the stripe and the Autobot logo. But other than that, it's all modernized. It's Armada. Right here in the front of the trailer is basically a triple barrel cannon. But we're going to get more into that in just a minute. Normally, because this trailer pegs together in 4 sections, you have to unpeg it from all 4 spots. This peg down here is always the toughest one to get for some reason. And the reason why you want to do that is because, number 1, that gets everything loose. And number 2, when you're transforming Optimus Prime into his robot mode, his normal robot mode, when it's got all the batteries and everything, while you're transforming him, the trailer would start opening up and accordioning itself. And this is actually where you want those fins that I showed you earlier. You want them facing up for when it opens. Get all situated and lined up. Flip up this little clear canopy. I'm gonna grab the phone and show you a more close-up view in just a minute. This is pretty much the trailer now opened up as pretty much a base. Now the cannon that I just showed you up here, there's a button up here that I'll have to show you. There's a button right there. When you push it, it will release this, bringing it forward. Well, I think it might. I think it might actually be stuck. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, it's a little stuck. I mean, this thing is pretty old. I mean, this thing is over 10 years old. So, on the back here, there's a little radar antenna. Nothing special. It just rotates. This is pretty much all there is to it when you look at it. Like I said, it's really not that special. There's a little runway right here with a minicom port that when you pushed it back, there's the speaker for where the sound effects come from. When you push that back using a jet minicon of any kind, it would make runway noises, flight noises, and all kinds of stuff. And there's actually 2 separate buttons right here. This button is specifically for the combined mode. But this little gray button right here, I don't know if you can actually see that. That button right here would activate a lot of sounds. This is the Armada's map of Earth, basically, wherever they would locate minicons. You have to have this flipped up for the combined mode. Otherwise, when you flip it, when you hold it down like that, when you put Optimus Prime right here on these 2 sections right here, these 2 pegs, it doesn't always work. I'm sorry, on these 2 pegs right here. Like I said, I've got the front view camera on my phone going, so I can't really show you the best angle, so I do highly apologize. But this is pretty much the entire trailer. Like I said, I apologize if I can't show you all of it. I can't really give you a better angle than this. I really apologize. Plus, this thing is pretty huge. I mean, it's not Fortress Maximus size, but it is a pretty good sized playset, and it's got quite a few features. Like I said, the canopy here. This is actually where you store Optimus Prime's ion cannon, his ion gun. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it off of that platform and set it off to the side. And I'm going to go ahead and transform Sparkplug back into his car mode. Because, as most people know, Minicons don't use Minicon ports in their robot modes. I mean, very, very, very few of them even would. But this is actually this is the cannon that goes on this side of the fortress with a flip-up handle. It does not have a missile. That's the missing missile. Try saying that 5 times fast. That's the only part of the actual trailer that's missing. Everything else that's missing is on Optimus Prime himself. Now, anyway, like I said, there are a couple features. There is a cannon right here. It's folded up and it's laying down flat along the rest of the trailer, or the base, I should say. And there's a Minicon port. I went way past it. It's right here. When you go to plug Sparkplug in, the cannon rises up. It's a little turret, and it rotates, and that's pretty much it. Nothing special to it. Taking him back off, rotating the cannon back around. I mean, this guy has a lot of Minicon ports, but that's the only one besides the runway that actually has an actual function. Other than that, it's nothing special. There's a little storage unit right here that you could store extra Minicons or extra weapons if you really wanted to. And on the other side, it's kind of the same thing, only this one has a switch up here, and when you slide it forward, it reveals what I'm assuming is a jail cell. It won't go any further than that. That's the farthest it'll go. So, I mean, I always imagined that was like a prison for like the Decepticons, Minicons, or whatever. Like I said, nothing real fancy or special about that. And now, fold this back, put it back on its latch. For the piece de resistance, we're going to transform Optimus Prime's trailer into the lower half of his super robot mode. All you got to do is that right there. Now, like I said, if it had batteries, it would do that all by itself. The only thing you would have to click in would be the legs. But these pegs are so old that they're actually really worn down. I mean, I'm surprised that this guy even stands in his robot mode at all anymore. But that's pretty much it. That is the lower body done. And like maybe if I just get I might have to get some super glue to fix these pegs, because these pegs are worn the hell down. Anyway, that's the lower part of the body. Set that off to the side. Take Optimus Prime himself and prepare him for super robot mode. What you want to do is basically push the forearms forward, hiding the fists, and instead of folding them up like that for truck mode, you want to fold them like this, where he basically looks like he had a horrible accident. Do the same on this side. bring the shoulders down. Then you want to fold it all up, basically forming the front end of his truck mode. Now, to give some clearance for these, you might want to, then you want to go ahead and put the grill back. Like I said, you're basically just transforming the truck mode, the red part of the truck back into its truck mode, more or less. Next, you want to take the forearms and move them back a little bit to give some clearance. Flip up the feet, revealing the super hands, and separating all of this all the way down. Rotate the shoulders, bring the arms down, rotate the shoulders, bring the arm down, bend at the elbow. Now, there's the super robot mode head right here. In order for this to come up, where the headlights normally would be, those are slots for the pegs that I showed you here and here. I don't know how well this is going to come across on the camera. I mean, I've got this guy sitting as far back as I can get him. You want to line it all up, make sure everything is in position, and let me see if I can do it from this angle. Well, that's odd. The head didn't come up. There we go. The head flipped up. Go ahead and give him his gun and put spark plug on his shoulder where he goes. And here you have Transformers Armada Super Mode Optimus Prime, who has, like I keep saying, very bad, very worn down pegs for his legs. This is the farthest his arm will move. This guy is basically just a statue at this point. The Armada figures were not really very well known for their articulation or their design, but they were a great novelty, and they were my first official Transformers line that I actually started getting as a kid. So yeah, this guy has a lot of special memories for me. If only his legs would stay together. I mean, they've never had that problem. That's the first time in over 10 years that those legs have ever started coming apart like that, when I barely even move the guy. If he stands perfectly still like that, no problem. But other than that, this has been a very long Transformers video review. I will be back again at some point with another video, probably tomorrow. I may actually do another one later today, because today's Wednesday and tomorrow's Thursday. I only have internet until Friday night, so I'm going to do as many videos as I can in the next couple of days. So, yeah. Anyway, this is Lord Bear 90, signing off for now.